Okay, looks like I'm live. Alright. So, to be honest, I'm not entirely sure what exactly I plan on... Hold on, is my mic working? Yes, it is. So I'm not exactly sure what I plan on doing this time, but... Oh, hold on, maybe I should notify Discord. How do I do that? I don't know how to do that. Never mind, I won't worry about it. So yeah, anyways, I'm not exactly sure what I plan on doing this time. I think I'll probably just... To start off, I'll probably just run around a bit until I encounter some sort of bug, and then I'll work on fixing that bug. Sounds good. That sounds good to me. Let's give this a shot. So I believe last stream, the test stream, I worked on ladders, and I basically got them working how I intended them to work. It's good. Although there was an issue with the top of the ladder, where instead of grabbing onto the ladder, he just kind of jumped off. Let's see what happens again. Yep. That should not happen. What's supposed to happen is the player is supposed to kind of walk into like an invisible barrier here until this you can't really see it, but it's like a collider over here that when the raycast touches it for like, and you're walking towards it for like about a second, the player will attach himself to the ladder and you'll start climbing from the top. Okay, let's see what exactly is causing that to not work. Ladder top. I believe this was working at some point, and then it stopped. I'm not really sure why that happened. You know what? I'm going to move the spawn point up onto the top. If you're curious, these are all the spawn points for this level. This is like the default spawn points, but if you come from like a previous level, it uses these as like the entrance points. Do I have any viewers? Let's see. No, I don't. That's fine. This will probably be archived at some point. So I'm basically going to treat it like a YouTube video, I guess. Okay. Spawn point is here. Okay. So he does collide with the ladder in some fashion. Oh. Oops. So he does collide with the ladder, it's just that he jumps on top of it. I need to prevent that from happening. Why does that happen? Collision. Ladder. The rungs on the ladder. Should probably explain what this is, because it took me a second to remember this. Okay. Set collision to ladder there. Box shape. I think a lot of these I could probably delete because I switched to asynchronous functions instead of using timers. You know, it's cleaner that way, a bit. Fewer nodes in the editor. Okay. I believe the player is like jumping onto the ladder, so I need to figure out what's triggering the jump. Just gonna quickly confirm that. So the game has this function where if you walk towards like a ledge that's like kind of at knee height, the player will automatically jump onto it. I'm guessing that's being triggered here. Yeah. So the player do kind of like a jump. Like that. So this is intended behavior. Oh, it's not working here. Debug that at some point. But first I'm going to work on this ladder. Okay, check if should. I believe the function is called. Oh. Check if should jump. Check if should quick jump. Check if should jump for ledge. Oh, I remember what this is. So, jumping for a ledge is like when there's a ledge above that's like kind of in arm's reach. The player will play a different will jump, but he'll play like a different animation where he kind of reaches for the ledge. Hands up in the air. I believe there's something like that in Zelda. It's kind of what it's designed to copy. I think quick jump is like a knee height sort of thing. Oh, I bet this is probably hard to... Okay, if player is on the ground and... Well, this is kind of redundant. Oh, never mind. It's making sure that the surface the player is on is actually like pointing up, I think that's what it's doing. And the player is like, there's movement input, which is like you're pushing a direction on the stick, and it's like you're pushing above a certain amount. Quick jump check is colliding. I believe that is a raycast, and this is kind of the same as that, where it's like making sure that it's a surface that's like relatively flat. So something is, I think it might be this. Quick jump is just kind of the name that I decided to give this. I couldn't think of a better name. Oh, so a regular jump is basically like you run off a ledge, you're moving fast. If the player is grounded and moving fast enough, and the jump check is not colliding. Jump check is like it's a raycast that points down and is kind of in front of the player. And if it's not colliding, then the player will jump. It's basically it's an auto jump thing because there's no jump button in this game. So anyways, I'm going to check to see if quick jump is what is being triggered here. Yes. Quick jump in. Oh, you know what I should do to make this easy to see? Okay, so I don't know if you can read this. Hold on, I'm going to check the stream. It's a little hard to see. But it says quick jumping, which is what I typed. Which is what I told the console some frames when this condition was met. And it was met, which means that I was right about the quick jump being triggered. Thing is, that's not supposed to happen because the ladder is supposed to exist on a different layer. At least no, it's not. Okay. Okay, so the way I have this set up is the player, like, movement collider is on layer 1. Hold on, let's see it's not on layer 1, but it has a mask that collides with layer 1. Also, I don't think I need this before I disable this, but I can leave it on because I don't want to break anything. The protagonist, the player, it checks layer 1 for basic movement collision. If it's touching a collider that's on layer 1, then it is it's going to collide with that. So ladders are supposed to be on layer 4, but then I'm remembering the player needs to actually collide with the ladder, so the ladder probably exists on layer 1 and layer 2, and that's probably what's triggering the quick jump. So I need to make some sort of exception for when that thing that it's colliding with is a ladder. Let's see if I can figure something out. Quick jump check dot is colliding. So now that I know that's been triggered, let's debug this a little bit different. Let's check a different value. Oh, I have an idea. I'll use layers. So Godot engine has, well, not layers, groups. Sorry, I misspoke. So Godot has this thing called groups. I'm using 3.5 by the way. Godot has this thing called groups where you can assign objects to groups, and then you can check if objects are in that group, and you can basically use that to help with certain game functionality. So what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to so you can add objects to groups in the editor like this. Add now the protagonist is on group ASDF. So now I can check to see, but I don't want to use that right now. So the other thing you can do is you can actually assign objects to layers through the editor, not through through script. That's what I'm going to try and do. Let's see if I can do that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to check if the object is in the ladder group. I should use layers. I should use groups. I should use groups more. They're useful. I keep forgetting they exist. Okay, so the script handles not just like the existence of a ladder, but also the generation of the ladder colliders and also the ladder mesh. Like you'll notice in the editor, I kind of have like these debug cues that you can't actually see in the game. What also happens, hold on, let's see if I can select it, is it places a bunch of copies of this mesh all the way along. It also does the same thing but with colliders. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it so that it adds those colliders to a group called ladder. And then when I check for a quick jump, I'm going to make sure that the collider that the quick jump raycast is colliding with is not in the ladder group. And if it is, then it'll do the quick. Then it'll check the other values too, and it'll fits. Then it'll do the quick jump. Okay, so this ready function is where. So this places entry points. This places meshes, I think. Yes. Place mesh ladder meshes on each. One of the ladder and place ladder. Place colliders on each rung of the ladder. Okay, so I believe what I'm going to be doing is finding the collider and then applying that to the ladder. Oh, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go for each. Wait, these are collision shapes. Okay, I think this is what I'm looking for actually. Stack body. So I believe this is like the main static body, yes, static body that all these colliders end up being attached to, and then that serves as like their collision. So what I'm going to do is ladder body dot. I actually don't know what the function is for adding to a group. Add to group. Yeah, I guessed correctly. Add to group ladder. So what I could probably do now is I can go I should make this easier to read for myself, for my own sanity, and for your sake, the viewer. Okay, player's on the ground, and the ground check raycast is detecting the angle to up is less than like a certain amount. I forget what angle this is. No. It's angle 2, so I'm like measuring the angle. So it's basically on the ground and not on a steep slope. And the player is like moving forward. Quick jump collider is colliding, and the collision normal for the collision, yeah, is like the same as, you know, same thing, same idea as this. What I'm gonna do is, and ugh. All these years of programming, and I haven't memorized which number key has the ampersand on it. How embarrassing. And quick jump check dot get collider dot is in group? No. Oh, it returns a generic object type which doesn't have like the Godot stuff. Okay, so I'll. Alright, not the end of the world. If. Okay, no, hold on, no. Node. What should I call this? It's temporary, so I'm just gonna add an underscore. Collider. I'll just do col. Equals. Oh wait, actually. I need to think about this a moment. I think that should work. And then what I'll do next is I will if col that is in. I don't know what the oh, is in group. Add to group ladder is in group ladder return false. So check if should quick jump. If all these are true, wait a minute. Wait a minute. What am I doing? Degrees to rad. Max ground angle. Am I doing something stupid? Yeah, we'll figure it out. Oh, actually. Just in case. Just in case. What's going on here? Oh, okay. There's some syntax errors. could be wrong about this. But let's see what happens. Yours? Nope. That's fine. This is mostly fun. But also just in case we want to use my project. Okay. Oops. I think it was working there. Yeah, sort of. I suspect there's another thing, another problem going on, because you shouldn't be running. You shouldn't be playing that running animation like this. You should be walking. So I suspect that there's another collision issue that's going on. Maybe if I raise the ladder top slightly. I wonder if that's also the cause of the previous issue. I'm actually not sure about that. Ah. Oh, that kind of works. The problem is that I exited the ladder slightly off the ground. So what's going on here is there's a collider that's kind of at knee height that points forward that basically checks if... I'm trying to figure out how to word this. It kind of figures out which what movement speed you should play. Because ideally, the player is like walking into something. You shouldn't be running at full speed. About this height. I could lower the raycast a little bit. The problem is that I don't want it to intersect with the ground. Like I don't want the player to walk slowly forward if you're going up a slightly steeper hill, because that's not desirable behavior. Just gonna see if I could find it. Did step check? Nope. Block check? Nope. Wall detection. I think it's wall detection. Yeah, there it is. About knee height. There it is. This little devil. I think I could probably afford to lower it slightly. Or maybe I'm approaching this completely wrong. Maybe I shouldn't be using a raycast at all for this. Okay, so this is the function that checks if the player is like walking into a wall. It cuts the speed by 1/4, and I think a different function somewhere else makes it play a different animation. Ah, here it is. I think this is it. Calculate movements and parameters. heck is this doing? That was dumb. Why did that even exist? Okay, calculate movement. Player.move final movement vector. So I'm going to record. Oh, this is. Why does it return? Why does it return void? I don't think this should return void. I think it should return. Okay. So this is like the main protagonist class. This is the move function. It basically does a bunch of stuff and applies it to move and slide with snap. Oh, maybe I can return velocity? Yes, velocity. Oh, I don't, in that case, I don't need this. So, I want the player to always face in the direction that it's always facing the direct. So in the normal state, I want the player to always face like in the direction of the player is like tilting the stick or WASD keys, but I want the animation, like the walk animation, to be controlled by the actual speed, the actual velocity. So what this means is set forward speed. What? I'm confusing myself. What a mess. Normal movement. Forward speed scale. Where do I have this? Set forward blend. Oh, this is the time scale thing. And this is the actual. Okay. So at some point I decide. I'm guessing what happens is at some point I decided this animation is too slow and I decided to speed it up. Oh yeah. Okay. So the walk pace. So like the walk. So the speed of the animation is like the same, regardless of whether he's walking or running. And the idea is I want it. This is like a restriction by how these sorts of blended animations work. You have to make sure that they're kind of run at the same pace. So if you want like the character to, if you want the animation to loop faster while running, you gotta modify the time scale. Like that. Just want the player to kind of, if you want to loop slowly when walking, and faster when running. So I guess that's what the time scale was for. Okay, so I will leave. Okay, I understand my logic now. I think it makes sense. So I decided to make it so that the loop, so this controls the loop speed. I should probably label it. Animation loop speed. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to, instead of using this, I'm going to use player dot get velocity. I sure hope this works. Oh. Get velocity dot length. Oh no, wait a minute. This is going to get like the... Well, it might work, but the problem with this is that velocity also includes like vertical velocity, so like falling and down and rising up. The thing is, if he's on the ground, but this is normal state, which means it only applies on the ground, so that might not actually matter. I'll give it a shot. I'll see what happens. I might have to take the actual, like the movement speed into account that I assigned as like the movement speed parameter. I might have to take that into account here, but I'll see if this works as like a base first. Okay. Field. Did I screw up somewhere? I must have. What's going on? Oh. Yeah, I should have known this would happen. Set forward. Actually, I think this probably shouldn't exist. You shouldn't do that. Or maybe, yeah, I must have made a mistake. This should be forward blend, I think. Because the idea, so this is like completely unrelated to what we're doing, but when the player is like playing a target range game, when he enters it, you're supposed to stop moving and go to the idle animation. That the player goes to the idle animation when you have the set forward blend to 0. And yeah, I set the wrong parameter. I don't recall there being any consequences for that, but I think it's probably good that I fixed it anyways. So yeah, let's try to let's try it again. Oh. Yeah, see, the animation speed is affected somehow. Oh. Okay. So I just need to make some adjustments somewhere. Okay, I think we're on the right track. I just need to fix something. Float, blend, position. Forward. Forward, animation, blend, position. Okay. We got about 15 minutes left before I'm going to call it a day. I think I have to divide it by... Where is it? Movement speed. It's not actually 1. I think I set it to a different value in the editor. What? In type our namespace player could not be found. Are you missing a using directive word assembly reference? Protag minimal state dot player. I'm referencing it right here though. Yeah, there it is. There's protag, short for protagonist. And protag has a get velocity function, so what's going on? Oh. That's what's going on. That was dumb. But that's fine. Sometimes you do dumb things. And then you figure it out, and you realize it was dumb. Alright then. That didn't... Did I forget to do something? Just out of curiosity, I'm going to check my movement speed. I'm not really sure what it is. Oh, it's our normal state, of course. Movement speed is 6. I must be forgetting to do something obvious. Oh crap. Where is it? It's an anim parameters. Oh. I think that might have been it. Hold on, I'm just gonna change some position of some things. equals blend between or set blend position between idle block and run animation. Set speed of idle block run animation. So, brief explanation of this. The idea is that I never want the walk animation. So this lurks between the this linearly interpolates the value of the walking speed, the movement speed, which should be between 0 and 1. But 0 will get turned to 0.5, and 1 will be turned to 1.25. So I never want it to be 0. I never want it to be actually 0. And then I think that this is the value that moves. Okay, let's see if this works. Okay, animation speed is running different speed. Okay, that's not quite right. I wonder if that's going to fix it. Okay, what am I misunderstanding? I'm clearly not getting something. There's clearly something I'm not getting right. guess that's a bit closer to what I want. Yeah, I think that's good. Yeah, this works. And by the way, there's the full exterior of the house. Ooh, there's a bit of a scene here. That's good. Oh, hey, I can go through the wall. I can clip through. Oh, I see. It's not a problem with the model, it's a problem with the so there's a problem with the way that I position the first person camera. It's too far forward, so basically put it inside the way. Not gonna worry about that right now. But yeah, it's another little issue that I think I fixed. Oh yeah, I did this all because of the ladder. Let's get back on track. See if the thing I set out to do actually got fixed. Yes, it did. That's good. Okay. But I also want to move this back down a little bit. So I don't want the player to fall just after getting off the ladder. Oof. Okay, is that a result of me screwing up my inputs, or is that a problem with the game? Okay. I think there's one thing I should probably do. Does that solve my problem? Bit of another issue. I think I should bring the wall check raycast back. Because players kind of sliding sideways a bit too much. It's hard to control, but they're attached to a ladder. Let's see how watch this. That is not ideal. That is not ideal. I wonder if I can fix that by just shrinking the timer that it takes for the player. Shrinking the time that the player has to like walk into the ladder. Check climb ladder. Time to climb. It's 6 o'clock, which means that once I do this one more thing, I'm going to end the stream. Time to climb. Why is it a private float? Whatever. Hold it. Let's see if that works. I think that's a lot better. What? Oh! What the heck is that? Why did that happen? Oh, that was weird. Is it happening again? That's so weird. What caused that? That is. It's definitely not this. It's definitely this somewhere. What is going on with that? Uh-oh. Ooh, stream cut. Stream cut up for a second there. Oof. Well, I was gonna end it anyways, pretty soon. Just wanted to see if I can adjust this one thing before I end the stream. I'm wondering if that has something to do with the position that the player exits the ladder. Because he shouldn't be teleported to the ground like that. Okay. So it must have had something to do with that. Maybe the exit position was like... I feel like it shouldn't do that though. You know what? I'll do this tomorrow. I'll figure it out some other time. Alright. If you're watching this,